Laos and the United States have strengthened their bilateral ties, with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry ending a two-day official visit to Laos on Monday, the 25th of January. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry's visit, made at the invitation of his Lao counterpart Thongloun Sisoulith, came ahead of the planned trip to Laos by U.S. President Barack Obama, which is scheduled to take place in September this year. The U.S. Embassy to Laos said the historic visits to Laos by the U.S. leaders would demonstrate a deepening relationship between the United States and the Lao PDR. Following his arrival in Vientiane on Sunday, Mr. Kerry on Monday met with Mr. Thongloun, who is also Deputy Prime Minister, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where both sides discussed ways to deepen bilateral ties and cooperation between Laos and the U.S., as well as multilateral issues. Agendas tabled at the talks covered the area's further bilateral cooperation to clear unexploded ordnance, or UXO, dropped on Laos during the Indo-Chinese War. They also discussed Laos-U.S. engagement in areas including healthcare, nutrition, education, drug supervision and control, economics and trade and environmental protection, as well as cooperation to continue searching for the remains of U.S. soldiers missing in action in Laos. In the area of multilateral cooperation, the Lao ministry said both sides further discussed the Lower Mekong Initiative cooperation framework. The U.S. provided financial aid to Laos amounting to more than $45 million a year. The U.S. Embassy to Laos said Secretary Kerry highlighted the U.S. commitment to partnering with Laos to improve nutrition across the country, including through the recently announced construction of the Lao American Nutrition Institute in Vientiane. Shortly after his talks with Mr. Thongloun, Secretary Kerry called on Prime Minister Thongsin Thammavong at the government office to discuss preparations for the U.S.-ASEAN Sunnyland Summit, which will be jointly hosted by the United States and Laos as 2016 ASEAN Chair in California next month. This unprecedented gathering, the first hosted by the United States with ASEAN leaders, built on the deep partnership that the United States has forged with ASEAN since 2009, the U.S. Embassy said. It is said that Mr. Kerry's visit also prepared for the planned visit to Laos by U.S. President Barack Obama later this year to attend the ASEAN-U.S. Summit.
Don't start one. I don't want them to follow.
Following the official meetings, Secretary Kerry visited Phat Luang, or That Luang Stupa, the national symbol of Laos, where he learned about Lao history and culture. Mr. Kerry is the second Secretary of State to have visited Laos since the establishment of the Lao People's Democratic Republic in 1975. Then Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton made a one-day official trip to Laos in 2012.